He's waking up when you're ready.
This is the last one, okay?
Okay.
Rogers County Commissioners, I thank the Commission for taking the time to read this letter. I realize the recent elections and holiday seasons may have affected Commission activities. However, I feel it is urgent that I bring certain issues to the Commission's attention, and I respectfully request immediate decisions. In August of 2012, I made a formal presentation to the Commission. Areas of weakness in the current floodplain ordinance were addressed. Suggested revisions were submitted, including a revised permit application form and a flyer listing requirements and responsibilities. It was my proposal that the flyer be distributed to all applicants along with the application form. I have attached copies of my proposed revision application form and a proposed flyer for your convenience. Copies of this report were given to Dan Wellings and to Donald Tennant. I felt that the Commission had been granted an opinion to review and protect the residents of this county. I also believe that this window of opportunity would be brief and could easily slip away. Judge Sweeney stated in December that the current ordinance was flawed in that it failed to adequately protect the constitutional rights of the property owners. According to FEMA and the NFIP manuals, known errors needed to be addressed within 60 days, and certified copies of the revisions are to be submitted. I feel these agencies will grant the county an extension of time, but they will surely expect some communication that progress is being made. Has the county officially notified the agencies that current revisions are being studied and proposed? At one point, it stated that the county would enact a moratorium on certain current and future permits. Is this official? Is it being enforced? We are being told by one of the oil and gas companies that in the absence of a revised ordinance, it expects no action from the county should the company decide to proceed. Basically, the company is saying it can do what it wants. The county will not or cannot do anything to stop it in the absence of a revised ordinance containing adequate enforcement mechanisms. This could be bluster on the part of the company, but it could also be true. I do know that the enactment of a revised ordinance probably could render this potential issue moot and also save all parties involved the litigation costs that could result from oil and gas company taking unilateral action. So I ask once more, has the county officially notified FEMA and WFP and FIP that current revisions are being studied and proposed? A formal letter from the county stating your proactive intentions would be a safeguard against future additional legal actions. I was told that Mr. Wellings has been working with the floodplain administrator of our neighboring county to develop a revised ordinance. I thank Mr. Wellings for his hard work and dedication. However, I wonder if we need viewpoints from additional perspectives. It is my understanding that a committee was to have been created for the process of revising the ordinance. It is also my understanding that the committee has not actually been created. Mr. Wellings is our county surveyor and the acting floodplain administrator. Obviously, his input and expertise is critical to the revision of the ordinance, but I believe that other people have viewpoints that should be considered when revising the ordinance, and the creation of the committee will provide a vehicle for those viewpoints to be heard. One member should definitely be a county resident who lives and farms within a designated floodplain. Mr. Wellings should be a member. Another member should be a certified engineer who also has experience working in floodplains and floodways. Legal participation is mandatory. Words have different legal interpretations in a court of law. Loopholes abound when a document uses may instead of shall or will, or rescind versus revoke. It isn't enough to have a sentence saying the community will be allowed to review an application. The ordinance needs to specify how this review will take place, how the potentially affected landowners will receive notice of the application, how the potential affected landowners will be able to make their concerns known prior to the issuance of a permit, etc. Without these viewpoints from all areas, the county will once again be placed in jeopardy. All the above issues come before as a result of the December hearing of EQT versus Douglas County, Huff Foster. We, the Huffs and the Fosters, have now spent several thousands of dollars in legal efforts to protect the floodplain along Grove Summers Road. Our efforts were to ensure the safety of the residents of our community, the safety of our farms, the safety of our neighbors' farms, as well as the integrity of the county. 2 months have now passed, and I fear we are in danger of losing everything. Plans continue to drill inside the meadow, and we are told that there is no concern that the county will take any action. I ask if this is true. The longer the county continues to fail in being proactive, the more vulnerable we all become. Douglas County risks losing credibility with the judge, and we, the people who went to great expense both financially and emotionally to save our farms, may be the ones who suffer the consequences. Please do not let our efforts be forgotten. We need to permanently and quickly resolve the floodplain ordinance issue by drafting and adopting a revised ordinance that provides adequate constitutional protections for landowners, as well as effective enforcement mechanisms that ensure that oil and gas companies have to abide by the revised ordinance requirements. I earnestly and respectfully ask the Commission to clarify and formalize a moratorium, including rules of enforcement and penalties of violation. Officially establish a committee of review in the Douglas County floodplain ordinance with members, names, and mandating deadlines. Submit a formal letter to FEMA and with the WBNF giving notice that actions are in place for revisions of the county floodplain ordinance. Post and publish notifications to the residents of Douglas County regarding the above items. Sincerely, Bill Huff. Public comment. Where was she? Okay. First speaker, Kay Hudson.
My comment is as much a comment or a report as comment about a meeting that several people attended yesterday, primarily from offices and agencies of the County Commission. It was called by Herc Connor, the EDA, and Zana, our extension agent. It was also supported and attended, and Roger Romine gave a very nice opening and I'd say charge to the group. The upshot was, oh, by the way, it was one of the most professionally conducted meetings I've attended since I left federal service. They had somebody from University of West Virginia that it is her background and training to facilitate meetings and to draw out ideas and concepts and proceed on, get participation and proceed on in a orderly fashion. The outcome of the meeting will be a strategic plan for county projects that were suggested by attendees, such as you had the fair, the park board, you had OES, among several other people who made contributions. So this is something I want to point to you all in the future. This is an extremely good thing, especially given the windfall, as some of us see it, that we're going to have here in terms of tax money. And to help assure that that money is spent prudently and wisely and looking to the future as well. By the way, we have one commissioner in attendance, Mr. Sandor.
Okay.